Hello YouTube fans. Again for Halloween, man, not this one. From 1988, Word of a Fight. If you've never seen this movie and you've got a fake art or you're easy full up or anything like that, this will not be the movie for you. That being from 1988, Slugs. That's right, Slugs. It's one of them movies that if you like movies like The Birds, you like movies like Piranha, you like movies like that, you definitely, this would be a film for you. Because you've not heard things, the movie's called Slugs. So you start off with this couple, you might see it in a lot of horror movies. You've got one couple here, a lad jumps in the water to go swimming on a boat, and you see a bit of blood spurting out, and you've got the idea he's been killed. It's not a movie like Piranhas. Slugs. So I keep repeating that line. And you've got a date opening. So that's why I say it's not for the faint-hearted. If you're easy, soft, and you don't like really gruesome films, this will not be the film for you. Because this film, Slugs, without boasting, I have the uncut version, right? I've got the uncut one, which is a lot more taffy, it's a bit more meat to the feds, and so on, right? And what it is about, it's about slugs, right? But not everyday ones that eat grass and slime everywhere. They actually eat people. They kill and eat people. These were like slugs what have been experimented on, right? What makes them bitter and makes them a killing, eating thing. So there's a lot of gruesome deaths in this. There's a bit where some old dies in a greenhouse and some slugs go and attack him. Really gruesome, really bloody. If anyone remember the original trailer of this, you might remember there's a scene where this dies in a taffy. He orders a tass of water and he starts dissolving and his face gets eaten and he turns into a skeleton, blood everywhere. He's in a restaurant, not a taffy, sorry, a restaurant. That's this movie. So there's a really lot of good gruesome deaths. There's a couple making out. The woman gets eaten alive by slugs. The boyfriend gets a gruesome death and all. He gets eaten alive by slugs. Blood everywhere. Beautiful. And so on. So slugs, it's definitely not for everyone. If you're eating dinner, you're eating a nice meal, whether it's a happy meal, whether it's a kebab, whatever you're eating, you're likely to fall up on your food. If you don't like slugs, you've got thousands. And I love the effect in this because I do believe they use some real slugs when they were making the film, some special effects, some real slugs, and they actually spaced it on. So that's what the movie's about. It's about these things, what have been experimented on, and it's supposed to make the joke bitter, but the only thing is it makes them killers. It makes them want to eat you. It makes them grow fangs. There's a good bit in it where this cop puts his finger out like that, right, and the slug's eating grass, and next thing you know, it goes and starts to eat his finger, and that's when he knows that these are killers. And they're in the sewer, they can get in water. That's why the bit where this guy orders a tass of water in the restaurant, gets all his face eaten alive. Apparently one of the slugs must have got into the water. It just amazes me, how can one slug do that? But it's an horror movie, I went with it, you know, it's not real life. It's going to state this, something that horror movies is lacking these days. And there's a lot of good posters that come out to market the film at the time. There was one where this woman's lying with a bit of blood coming out the mouth, you've got a slug coming on the side. There's one where this guy's got like a big thingy on, you know, when it gets through his termination, he's got like a welding mask on, he's in a sewer, he's got a big dock-off slug. It's sad it's not in the film, and so on. So there was a lot of good ways of marketing the film, but sad to say the film wasn't that successful, even though it was popular in the olden days. Again, done by New World Pictures. You've got a cop who's investigating in this. Some of the acting, I've got to admit, it's wooden, but for what it is, for this one, I can let it fly over my head because I see this had imagination. And since this wasn't your typical boring remake, and you had a few good gruesome deaths, and it was practical, unlike some of the rubbish you see nowadays. So some of the acting, I do admit, is a bit wooden, but for the budget, it's still a dudden. So they're going in, they realise these slugs are experimented on, and they go to the sewer. I can't remember now, I think it could be the cop gets killed. He self-sacrifices himself with the actual welding suit on, and if he gets with determination. He self-sacrifices himself, the sewer blows up, The other guy gets out of Dodge. This is female scientist. He puts his arm around the woman. He says, he's did it. He sacrificed himself to save all of us. And if you think I overacted it there, that's the acting, by the way. That is the acting. But for like I say, without repeating myself, I don't mind the acting on this one. I let it sliver on my head like there's a slug on my head. But it's like I say, you can definitely see why it would not be for anyone. If people don't like slugs, they don't like slimy things, whether it's worms, snails, and things like that, you definitely won't like this film. Because even my mate saw this film, and even he said it got a bit too much for him. But if you're into films like that, and you like films that are like The Tacit Alfred Stop the Birds, or movies like Piranha, or movies like that, whether it's an insect, a bug, a lizard, I don't know, maybe an alligator attacking people, you're into them sort of films, Slugs would definitely be that sort of film you'd be into. You won't actually get award-winning acting, but you will, if you like blood and gore, you like them sort of films, without repeating myself, this will be the film that will sliver for you. Not a sort of film you want to watch if you're eating. I did not, as Saturday, I would say it's really, really balls to the wall, gruesome. But it's a good one. It's a good one. From 1988, Slugs. The acting's not good, but it's a good hour off your time. I'll do that. I'll be generous. I'll do it an extra rating because I see it's had imagination. I like some of the darbies the way it's on nowadays. You're not going to get a masterpiece, but what you're going to get is a good hour. There's a good bit also, I should have said, where some dirt falls in. Halloween night, we're going to go to this Halloween season. And you don't see the death in that one, but you do hear the slugs making that horrible slimy effect, and you hear the steaming. You know, you've seen it in a lot of horror films. So there's a lot of good gruesome deaths in this film. I will give Slugs that. So that's Slugs. It's a sliver from me. Into then, I'll sliver you later.